Hey guys, we'll be live in just a minute or so. AR and/or Dev, how about you say something?
I'm just gonna put this YouTube up on my other screen and mute it so I can see the chat.
Okay.
And I heard myself there because I didn't mute it in time. So
Oddly, I didn't. The worst thing though is to hear yourself with a very slight delay.
It's like a bizarre echo. It's like, no.
Yeah, it just like fries your brain because you're trying. Exactly. Let's see here.
Oh, I'm used to myself hearing myself.
I am. It's when it's a slight delay. It makes it hard to like track your thoughts.
Yeah, I've had to get over that a few times in the past. Like, it's annoying, but
yeah. Let's see.
Like whatever you're saying just gets overridden by what you're hearing.
Yes, exactly. So we'll give a minute for people to filter in here.
Once I hosted opening ceremonies with a convention radio on my ear, so like I'd be speaking and somebody would be buzzing in about some convention business. That's tricky.
That's fun.
That's when I just mute the radio.
Let's see.
Did this app work?
Give someone in the audience a chance to say something to make sure they can hear us all. For all these notes. Okay, they can definitely hear us. You guys ready to go?
I'm just trying one thing quick.
In that case, I will chug more water because I am desiccated.
Yeah, I'm doing the same, Dev.
Okay. That app does not work. That app is only YouTube TV, so I cannot watch regular YouTube on it because Synergy is for losers. Okay, I'm ready.
Good enough.
Welcome to the WtW Podcast. We're here to entertain, inform, but we'll talk about Digimon. I'm Mark, run WtW and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm AR Pulver. Can I has movie yet?
I am DevQ, and can I has nap yet?
It is.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'd rather have the nap.
It is amazing because while we get like the hurricane of news, you also have the people who only want one specific thing from the brand. Like, the brand's dead, or Bandai and Toei tried to kill it. It's like, shut the fuck up. I would want them to kill it at this point just so they would slow down a bit. the last few weeks they have been shotgunning stuff at us.
There's so much.
It's
Like,
movie time.
yeah, it's like, man, because it's really like, you have a TV show on the air for 3 years. It's like, wow, there's always plenty to talk about. And then you get near a theatrical film and you just start hearing cackling in the background. And it's like, oh shit. And it's like, a month and a half ago, it's like, they're not promoting the movie at all. And we're like, they have other movies coming out, just give it a few weeks. And then we all got exactly what we said in the most horrible way possible as they just start going completely nuts. So let's just jump into it because we have plenty to talk about, including saying what we're going to do for the movie. Hooray. So first up, we have Seekers. And it's weird, like, they're now stuck in Seekers prequelville. But now we're getting the Seekers style exposition now rather than the character stuff we want.
Here's the thing is that the Seekers, this exposition works so much better in prequel format when they have to be zipping through time. It's like the whole montage aspect of it actually, the Seekers style exposition actually works a little better.
See, here's the thing. I was feeling better about the exposition in 3-4 until then they start doing the, man, this thing would make a great toy. Wink, wink, wink. And it's like,
that was all silly.
And I giggled.
And 3-4 doesn't actually have that much to it. It's mostly just a bunch of exposition on the lab and everything.
Yeah, it's like I feel like there's some 80s music going on in the background in this, even though it's probably early 2000s.
And then 3-5 is interesting because it starts off with the good prequel character stuff that we've been enjoying. And then, am I wrong, or has it the prequel is jumping around quite a bit, right? Because at one point they were married and now they're engaged.
Yeah, I thought they were married already.
Because it started off with them being friends, then it jumped into the next segment they were married. Now they're engaged. So it's jumping back and forth in a kind of weird way.
I gotta double check that.
I need to check because it doesn't make sense that they were married at any point. Maybe they were talking about getting married because they're engaged. But it also feels
maybe it was a mistranslation.
Maybe. But it also feels like this is the first time it feels like this is the first time someone's commented on it to her before. But whatever. The character stuff's good. The exposition, it feels like the exposition this time would have been better if it was compressed, because they stick with, they shove her into the machine and she's commenting about how the first time she did it, she threw up in front of everyone. Then it gets to the bit where he has to get up earlier because he has a V-Pet. Wink, wink, V-Pet. Which is more fun.
They were referred to as married in 3-3.
Okay. There must be a mistranslation or something going on then, because
it's multiple times though, so it's like they're specifically using wife, husband, and newlyweds. So,
is it
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out at some point.
I think I might.
Then a flashback.
We will have
that, or he finally has money to get her some good shit.
That's possible, because it feels like they're engaged now, not married. Unless I'm misreading, which is possible. Yeah, it's weird because we're still at the point where we really need to get to the story, but this is better than the story so far.
Yeah. I mean, we know what's gonna happen, so I'm just enjoying the build up to it. And
yeah. Then we got a few batches of new fan art for Seekers. Seekers also got a page. It's back to a page in V-Jump. It only had the tiny segment last time, but this time it's weird because none of it is actually for... Like the last few times it's been here's what's coming up in Seekers. This time here's an interview with the actor who we've seen for 2 minutes.
It's AG and Leon.
And also, here's the preview of the dim. And also here's Shoutmon.
The highlight.
Although I will say it is very odd how if you the one thing I will say is the costume and makeup work in the Seeker shorts is good because you can tell. We have him as AG, we have him normally, and he doesn't really look like the same person completely. Like, you can tell the facial structure is the same, but you can see how he's made up differently for it, which is done well, unlike most of Seekers.
Yeah.
And then we have Dreamers. Chapter 17, I'd say this is probably the worst so far because it's kind of just a nice battle episode.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
Like
Pulsemon in
yeah,
it.
it is mostly, hey, we need to have a nice battle, and here's Numamon. And
Yeah, it's moving the
yes,
story along to get to the
and
Devimon fight.
and here's the thing, it's only lesser because Dreamers has been so good.
Yeah.
And then chapter 18. Chapter 18 was really fun. I only have one real issue with this chapter. How does Pulsemon go up against someone who can make a giant fist, and he goes, look at that fist, but no one, including Pulsemon, comments that that's Pulsemon's shtick? Like, it feels like that's like the comedy moment where someone says something. And the other,
Copycat!
and also the interesting is Ritsu and Pulsemon very slightly veer into being Taichi and Zeromaru for a moment for the humor.
Little bit.
I like the goading Gatomon. That's a nice little touch.
Yeah, picking on Gatomon is great, especially when Ritsu gets into it. That's not something you expect Ritsu to go into.
It also helps because it feels like they ignore that part of Pulsemon's characterization is he's kind, and I don't mean it in a negative way, but he's really fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But characters kind of just ignore it, and now they're dealing with someone who doesn't really know him, and kind of just like, fucking fine, you can have what you want, just stop.
Just like Ritsu. It's like, I kind of want to see him.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see this too.
And I like the mention at what's alluded to prior times that because Pulsemon isn't evolving right, he's actually stronger than he would be when that's happening.
Yeah.
Because it was suggested earlier that he was punching above the weight of even a Bulkmon, but this is someone actually saying it, which is nice. Mm-hmm. And also, even for Tenya Yabuno, am I wrong? Is the art in this chapter really fucking good?
Oh, it's so good. The last two spreads are just really
my favorite is still like the front cover with the Patamon on the dumbbells.
You know what it feels like? It feels like 17 he went a bit more basic with so he could spend the time on 18.
Yeah, maybe.
And yeah, that Patamon on the dumbbell, that's not even a normal Tenya Yabuno Patamon face. It's like he went ultra, I want to say, gooey on the face.
It looks like those friggin' Beanie Boos.
Kind of. And also that Koromon just like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sees all.
And then it's movie time. First up, we have an English trailer. The Fathom page is up. We know what the bonus thing is. It's going to be an intro by Tomohisa Taguchi, and the first 50 people at each screening get a promo pack.
Ooh.
Now, that is an asterisk because as anyone who's gone to a Fathom event showing that has like a poster bonus or something knows, theaters often forget to do anything with them. Yeah. I'm sure there's any number of people listening who've gone, I went to a Fathom event that said you would get a limited edition poster, and they didn't have them because people, they just don't pay attention.
I suppose I could ask.
Yeah. So from the trailer, that's where we found, okay, we definitely have Brian Donovan back, which is nice.
Yeah.
You can hear a few familiar voices. We still haven't heard the person I'm waiting for to find out if they're back or not, because I've heard they're not, and I don't want to say anything because it may have just been that they weren't asked yet at the time someone mentioned it to me. So we'll see. AR will go on the warpath if this person is not back. So we will see.
Killing spree.
Oh no, he will be pissed. I'm very curious to hear the dub. I'm curious to see it subbed. I'm going to both.
I was gonna go to the dub if I really like the dub and if I really like the movie and I need to see more of it to get an accurate review, I might skip out on my Thursday plans and go see it again just because I need an excuse to get out of something Thursday. So
why can't you make it, Mr. Pulver? Well, I saw a Digimon movie yesterday, and I would like to go see it again. It's a limited engagement, don't you know? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very curious about a lot of things. I do think that as we get closer, the advertising is more and more leaning on what O2 is, which gives me hope.
Yeah, it is. It does lead me. It is a bit of a nostalgia play, which does
Well, that scares
make
me a
me a
bit
little
because
nervous.
because the Digimon marketers love to lie in the marketing.
Yes, they do.
So anytime they've gone, this is 100% nostalgia, it ends up being, oh, you're happy with the nostalgia, then stab, stab, stab.
Yeah, this has not been a very the post Try Kazuna and haven't exactly been nostalgia friendly.
Yeah,
Like the themes of both of those is grow up already.
yeah. So let's go through some of the O2 stuff that's happening, then we will talk about our movie special plans. So we have that. Then we got multiple clips, promotional clips from Japan, some very nice ones. I love the evolution comparisons.
It was very cute.
Yeah. Um, the animation looks as gorgeous as you would expect. Um, I'm curious. I'm waiting to see that Jogress on the big screen. That feels like that's what you want to see on a big, nice screen. Then they announced screenings in Japan with guests. So Daisuke Ken, Vmon, Wormon, Louis Ukumon, the director. They're doing those screenings for then, marketing the day after the movie comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Then this is ending in a few days at Lawson stores in Japan. The the over-the-air announcements are Daisuke and Vmon.
That's cute as
Oh
hell.
no.
Like 24 times a day until the movie's out. Which is amusing as shit to me. And then let's give a little clap that Australian and New Zealand fans don't need to wait. They get it November 23rd. We don't know how long for. Sugoi is releasing it there. I believe that company only started like July.
Cut to England
Oh.
staring at the camera,
Yeah,
annoyed.
that company that company I think started at I think they announced they existed at Anime Expo. They had the first slam dunk, and it's like the founder of like Madman Australia who left
Oh,
there
okay.
years ago. So it's basically someone who's done all this before. Uh, they he would have been in charge of that company when they were doing Digimon in Australia. So
Nice.
this is who people in that area probably want to get it. So we will see how long they get it for. Um, a lot of countries are starting to throw stuff up. People throwing news to me like, I can't cover everything. There's too much. A few people from Brazil said this was being dubbed for them, which they've said is the first time it's being dubbed. Digimon's being dubbed for them in years,
Ooh.
which is neat. If accurate, I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know if they mean like the first time being dubbed or the first dub people are looking forward to with like the proper cast, because I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if they mean like this is the first time they're bringing back people or if this is like the actual first time in 10, 15 years they're getting a dub. And then let's go over our plans. Let me pull up a calendar here so we can pull it up. The current plan is we are not going to have an episode next week when the movie comes out in Japan. They're blowing up everything now with stuff, so we can probably avoid it, and then we'll have one the 6th as normal to go over all that. Then the week after, on the 13th, which is a few days after the screenings, we will have a show at our normal time at 7 p.m. Monday. In theory, I say in theory because who knows with scheduling, we will have Jeff and Onke like we did for the Kazuna special. So hopefully that's what the setup will be. That will be fun, and we can talk about. In theory, we are not going to do any news that night. We will only do news if something relevant for the film itself comes up. It, we, there will be no news if it's like And here's a new theater gift. It will be relevant movie happenings only. And
You would die otherwise.
the movie's out in a few days in Japan, and we're about 2.5, just a hair over 2 weeks in the U.S. That is an ambitious release schedule for a theatrical film.
Yeah, I like it.
I like the ambition. I need to hear the dub first, because that is ambitious. Especially since Taguchi's is a director who does stuff up to the last minute. Remember when they had that early screening of Kazuna a month before it was out, he was telling the audience that some stuff might be different when they go to see in theaters because he wasn't actually done. I think in the end it was just a few color changes and stuff, but like the movie was not done when they did that screening. And everyone who watched it was like, I don't know what they're going to change. There's nothing like not animated. He meant like the nitpicking stuff to death. So we will see what
He should have really trolled them and said ending, not final.
Oh, well, that is what happened with Weathering with You with Shinkai.
Should have done that.
When they did the screening, there was a scene that didn't have clouds rendered in, and he got upset because they had started planning the clouds, and I guess they hadn't finished it on the final render, and he hadn't noticed sitting in the booth checking.
Oh, so that's not what I mean.
So then so then the movie's already in theaters, and he's going back and making changes again.
I mean that they're gonna do. I mean that they're raised the possibility of doing like a full a little shop of horrors and just like, nope, this is ending. We just might have a completely different ending.
That's happened with some production.
Oh yes, it has.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually want to be like Clue.
Oh my god.
No.
If you go to this theater, Agumon Taichi doesn't lose Agumon.
The last movie that I remember that happening with on purpose, not just like, oh, different revisions, but like actually different things based on where you go. And I've said it before, it was the third X-Men movie. Theaters were randomized for the last scene.
Ooh.
So yeah,
I know Spider-Verse did something similar.
No, that seems to be that they kept nitpicking the movie and they were sending revisions, and then there's further revisions on the home video, and it makes people look like sociopaths to not like they're making so many changes that you end up with multiple versions in theaters.
I want the chaos. It's a good spoiler deterrent.
Well, no, because nothing important changes. It's all like random lines of dialogue or random bits of animation. It's not like the story is changing.
No, I want the story. I want different theaters to have different endings completely.
See, we don't need that for Digimon because we get the spoilers, but anytime we go see the movie, we're like, that wasn't quite actually accurate. Anyway. That wasn't fucking accurate. Like, I understand how someone came to that conclusion, but literally, every part of Trine Kazuna, we've all gone, here are the spoilers that people have released, and when you see the movie, it's like, that is what happened, but that's not contextually correct. It's happened every fucking time. It's happened... I mean, we've had the argument that we've seen people talk about Tri or Kazuna, and it's hard to, like, parse it as them having actually watched it at times. But yeah, so then, Bandai's head office, their little corner display, I love when they do this. Where they decorate that corner thing, and it's just all WtW Digimon stuff. And God bless them for not showing movie 3 again. It's like, oh, here's a big poster for movie 1, big poster for movie 2, big poster for movie 4. The actual space where you could fit one more poster, and they just don't. like if you look at the display, there are multiple places where you could fit one more poster. And it's just
put the Frontier movie in there just to be extra trolly.
But for movie 3 fans, they are doing something with it. the Toei Theater YouTube is going to stream the movie between November 3rd and November 10th in Japan.
Okay.
And
There
that's
you
nice
go.
because minus marketing stuff that's been like every Digimon movie leading up to a new movie, they've kind of ignored movie 3 entirely, which I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's something we need to be aware of that they're hiding.
I just assumed it was
Listen.
like, oh, well, this is kind of long-winded, so...
No, but I
Yeah.
mean like stuff like they're just not even showing the poster. Or like, remember we saw the schedule for they were showing all those movies on what was the channel?
Yeah.
The big anime channel. I can't remember the name.
Animax?
Yeah, Animax, where it's like movie 1, movie 2, movie 4, all 6 tries, Kizuna, all the movies you need to see before the new one.
They took Wallace out back and shot
Yeah.
him.
Then in
Wasn't
addition,
like the director of Kizuna like?
no,
Oh yeah, movie 3 is my favorite.
he's a big Hurricane Touchdown fan. Like, as far as we know, that's why you see Willis and them walk by, is he just likes the characters. That's why Morphomon looks like Terriermon, because he's a big Terriermon fan. That's why Ukomon looks like a fetus. Movie 3's unfinished.
God.
And in addition to the movie 3, the Toei Animation Museum will be streaming 2 episodes of Zero to every Friday, being November 10th. They will go through episode 21, which will be the only new episode on January 19th. We've kind of entered the age of 02. And then, as a surprise, the cast stream that they kind of announced has been revealed to be the first new Digi-Navi in 2 years. Because they did all kinds of other stuff other than Digi-Navi. So we have the actors for all 6 kids, and Matsuzawa is coming back as host again.
Yay!
Which is interesting because the last few times she did it, Iwai was always there with her, wasn't he? They always did it as co-host the last few times.
That I do not remember.
Because remember, people kept sharing photos of Iwai with plushies every time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Digi-Navi is this Friday, and I think for me it's like 6 a.m. Wait, not Friday.
Friday or Thursday?
No, Thursday. Sorry, yes, Thursday at 6 a.m. for me, and like, oh God, why?
It's like, and for me, it's like, oh, 8 a.m. That's perfect. I can totally make that.
And English, it has English. We'll have English.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That slots right into my schedule.
So they gave us an overview of what we discussed. The history of Digimon Adventure that you should know about. So basically, the best
everything
of
but
before
movie
the
3.
Yes. Secret talk related to the new character Louis. Highlights of the movie selected by the kids. The latest info on the movie. The first 4 minutes of the movie will be screened. A small report going over the preview screening they did, and Digimon-related product info. But wait, the highlights of the movie, they're teasing them ahead of time. Each of them wrote something on a signboard that you need to remember, and then they will reveal what they were actually talking about after the fact on Digimon Partners. Are you ready for the teases? Trust, strength, beauty. Then one person wrote a lot. Don't blink, fine details. Relationship/connection. And then the last one just says easy. And I should mention they don't say who wrote what. Although I feel like the long one is Inoki, who's Takuru's actor. I feel like he did these long things when they were marketing Try.
He wants us to look in the background at different hats.
Yes. I'm just my brain. Every time we mention Inoki, my brain just goes back to that Patamon drawing. Because it's just every time my brain just goes like, damn. It's just insane. Fuck. I need to find that drawing and put it up when we do the movie episode as one of the rotating cards. Just like the weird
Patamon. Trigger TK.
Yeah. And then next up, some music news. We have the digital covers of the digital singles that are out this Friday. I like all the covers. Like, they're very minimal, but they work really well. I feel like the best ones beat it, though. It's hard to be sure, but I feel like beat it. And then they announced they will be doing CDs on December 20th.
Ooh.
With the current exchange rate, I will be buying all of them. Because at current exchange rate, 1375 yen, 1100 yen, and 713 yen twice. That is going to be very little to import. And then, God bless Toei for trying. They are streaming episodes of Season 2 on YouTube in the US to promote. And what's weird is a number of people in other countries have said it's unlocked for them. Everyone in the UK is like, no, it's not. It's locked for us. It's just like, oh, God, I love it.
Just screw England in general, apparently.
So there's been 3 batches so far. We have episode 1, 2, and 3. Then they did episode of Kaiser, which is 17, 18, 19, 21. It feels like someone should have looked at these first and gone, oh, we should make this say Emperor. But whatever.
Kaiser's cool.
The third batch is where it stops being it's where no one's paying fucking attention. So episode 26, 27, 28, 29, they're calling episode of Arukenimon, which is fine. But if you read the description, episode of Alkenimon, and let me read for you their description. 1 second, I have to get a drink of water before I do this.
I'm looking at this and like...
Shh, wait, okay. Dramatic reading. While there is still a rift between Daisuke and his 4 friends and Ken, who was a Digimon Kaiser, Ken is acting alone to atone for his past sins. Meanwhile, a common enemy, Alkenimon, appears, and the children decide to fight together. 4 episodes where you can see the evolution of Jogless for the first time.
Perfect, no notes.
You know what the most amazing part about this is? This isn't like something where it's so complicated where you look at it and you go, okay, I need to see the Japanese to figure out what this is saying. This is just no cleanup or paying attention at all.
Yeah.
And yes, in the chat, me emphasizing a Digimon Kaiser was to point out that yes, they say who was a Digimon Kaiser. And of course, the evolution of Jogless. And just...
I'd say you find out later there's several more, but that was the point of the end of 02. Towards the end there. They were trying to get more Kaisers.
And then... yeah, so these are going to be 3 to 4 episodes a week until the movie's out. And then we jump back a bit at New York Comic Con. Hiromi Seki was there for the panel. Some very nice photos of her at the... it is very nice to see her so happy. Because she's often in the more formal interviews where you don't get to see much emotion because she has to act very serious as producer. It is very nice.
Looking like she's having fun.
No, exactly. When is the last time we saw her like where her job is not to sit there and be the producer serious?
Yeah.
It is very nice to see her energetic and be happy. Nothing that I know of got announced at the panel. I believe it was said they ended up showing the first 2 minutes of the movie, but I don't believe there were any actual announcements of anything.
I wonder what they talked about.
The movie and adventure. And then
I guess
more sprites for the Pulsemon Dim. This time it's basically everyone who is not Pulsemon or Shoutmon. Basically Kudamon and various other Digimon. I love that. I love that Raidedmon sprite for some reason. It's just so good. And that is pre-Saver's Kudamon, correct?
Yes.
Because he's purpley. Yes. And Giromon...
he has no back legs.
And Giromon is just happy to be there. And then we had a Monmon member where they go over the packaging for the CSCA D3. I love the side of the boxes combining to make Pailgemon. That
nice.
I love that. Of course, that is a horrible way to display the boxes, to be fair.
Yeah, no one's ever going to do that,
Yeah,
but still.
but I love they went to the effort. And then we have Pendulum news. For the Pendulum color, they showed off all the sprites for the V1 Nature Spirits. There's nothing super wild here. I love the little Blastmon sprite.
It's a cute little Blastmon.
Yeah. So basically, they just confirm everything we know plus a few more. I like how it really does feel like, in the case of the pendulums, it feels like we're getting ultimate versions of each pendulum. It just is good. And then they were also shown off in V-Jump. And the impressive thing in V-Jump is we got two things for the V3. First, Volta Baltamon. Not a shock. The shock, though, Callismon, who we have not seen for over 20 years.
Like, wow, they're just really pulling out the V-Tamer exclusives.
Well, because that was always the realistic reason they did not just use V-Tamer stuff willy-nilly, was they could save it for special times. Like Archidamon being in...
time has come.
Yeah, like Archidamon being in Hacker's Memory is special because of how rarely we see that guy. And now it's like, it's Callismon, everyone. It's Purple Bear. He's a bear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Because like he kind of like is a bear wolf thing.
Blah blah blah. Greek mythology turned into bear creature,
Okay, good.
then
Yeah,
I think murdered.
But yeah, I love that sprite. That is such a like tiny, evil, cute sprite guy. And then after the Pendulum, the screening of movies 1, 2, and 4, the only Adventure in 02 films from the original run that matter, apparently, because they're doing that triple feature. The bonus item is a sticker sheet with a key scene of each movie. I actually think they picked good scenes for these.
Yeah.
Although I feel like I would want one of Paladin mode where he's not like bathed in light in a close-up.
So you can actually see him, perhaps, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, we've only gotten to see him once. It would be nice to actually see him. And then they announced another partner fan meeting, this time a manga one with Tenya Yabuno, Taiki Uchida, and Masatoshi Moroki from Shueisha. I love how he has to be serious for this, and they aren't just like, Victory Uchida's going to be there. Now, these are always interesting because we've actually gotten stuff from these. So I'm curious to see if we get it, because that's where they did the calendar with all the art and shit. That was decided on from the second one of these, I believe. So we'll see if anything pops up from here. It feels like with the contest earlier, and Dreamers starting up again soon, something manga-ish is happening. We're just not sure what. It feels like they're like about to do manga stuff. And then the mobile game Kotodamon, which is a mobile word game, you make words with kanji to build attack combos, is doing an adventure collaboration. Fantastic character art, first of all.
It's really good art.
It is all amazing. The art of the enemies is amazing. The end of the trailer having a corrupted blood moon with bats flying around and no explanation is great.
Ominous little word game.
Now, we need to talk about the interesting. First up, Director Kakudo directed all the new audio. It is completely cast voiced by the original cast, minus 3 people. Now, Takaru being Megumi Hen is not anything new. She's been him for a decade at this point.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets terrifying. This is all original adventure stuff, and they've slotted in new actors for Taichi and Sora, which is the first time they've done this.
Yeah.
Anytime they've used original Taichi and Sora, it has always been archival audio from the game or the anime, and this time they've slotted in Yuko Sanpei and Ryoko Shiraishi from 2020. Here's why this is the most terrifying thing possible. We are right before an anniversary. And for the first time in a decade, there is a full cast for the original version that is put together and has been recorded. That is terrifying to think of because that opens up a lot of potential weirdness.
The podcast can't get any longer as is.
I'm very curious to see what we get for the anniversary. Not necessarily like an anime, but like tie-in stuff, because they always danced around using the cast because large people were missing.
Yeah.
And now that they've slotted people in, and they very clearly have Kakudo's approval for those people, so they don't need to worry about him being upset as he sometimes tends to do, I'm very curious to see what they do with this. Because it is everyone newly recorded, and some of them have not aged a fucking day when you hear that audio. Like, some of them you're like, oh, okay, Umi Tenjin, it's slightly deeper, but it's Izzy. Koshiro, whatever you want to call him. But then you listen to, like, Yamato, and it's like, Yuto Kazama has not changed an iota.
That one doesn't surprise me.
No, it isn't. Yeah, but then, like, they have Daisuke and Vemon pop in, and they don't credit the actors, but you can mostly tell that it's the original ones for both. So I'm very curious to see what happens here. Oh, and also it's Tokumitsu's Tailmon. Because minus the movie, after Kazuna, she'd kind of retired from doing it for various stuff. And she came back for the beginning. It was like, oh, I guess because it's a movie, she decided to come back. And it's like, no, she's back for this too. Okay. It's also possible she just didn't want to do the schedule of a TV show, to be fair.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a mobile game, you can just, like, pop in and...
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably less... That's probably... like work.
Well, as I recall, I don't think Miwa Matsumoto goes to recording studios anymore, at least for longer stuff. She has an actual recording booth at home now, which my understanding is very rare for Japanese voice actors to do that.
Oh,
but she apparently had one, like, right when everything was happening with 2020. Like, I don't think she went back to the studio for 2020 once COVID happened. So yeah, we don't get to play this game, but everything we've seen of it looks great. And so we would all agree that Kakudo's not good with keeping his mouth shut, correct?
Not at all.
He keeps something secret. In the tweet, he mentioned, oh, you can't hear Apocalypse yet. I look forward to everyone hearing it. It's amazing. Now, here's what's interesting. Shikao Atsuka, the voice of Apocalypse, passed about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So recasting, I have an idea who it might be. Just a wild guess. One of the most famous voice actors is his son.
Oh.
And his son was... It's hard to say, like, best known role when some people just have a ton of roles. Solid Snake, he's the current voice of Jigen and Lupin. So it feels like that... we don't know who it is. It feels like that's a good, solid guess, to be honest. He's also like Blackbeard in One Piece. So I'm curious to see who it is. It would not shock me if it's him, but we will see. It's funny, they do the tease with Vandemon, and he's the only one they actually don't show in everything else. I actually love when they tease like that, because, like, they show like Paimon in silhouette and some other villains, but they're all silhouettes. But then in the promotional images, they just show them. They don't show Vandemon in anything, which I love.
Someone please go into this game and rip all of the artwork. So
to be fair, 99% of the time, once the event starts, they just put it on the website.
Yeah, nice.
And then we have Card Hurricane.
Cards for the card gods.
So first up, Vemon, Wormmon, Magnamon from Limited Card Pack 2. These are all pre-existing art. They just have the colored borders for Limited Card Pack 2. Same for Gurimon, Wanyamon, and Piomon. Same for Platinum, Sukamon, Edamon, and Megadramon. Although I will say, some of these look really striking with the color borders, like Edamon. It just works really well.
Yeah.
Metal Greymon X and Metal Greymon, same with the color thing. Although something about this X art has always like both bothered me and I like it. It's like the head's drawn really funky by Asmaria. So I'm never sure what to think of this fucking head. Then Growmon, Cordramon, Commandramon, and Chryssillamon. Borders, same thing. Now, here's where we get something a bit new. So first up, Eismon, Scattermode, Astamon, and Beelzebumon are all the original art. Gilmon is new art for Japan. It was one of the regional sets last year in English. So they consider this new art because it hasn't been used in Japan, but we've seen it before. Although I think it looks better with that purple border, honestly. I remember this card being...
Yeah.
I remember thinking this card felt a bit boring with the normal one, but like it fits better with the border for some reason. Then more same art. We get Kudamon, Brahmastra, Heaven's Judgment. Although I do love that Heaven's Judgment art, to be honest. For some reason, the good Cherubimon doing shit just looks hilarious to me.
Very neon.
Yeah. Palmon and Quartzmon get original art with borders. Journey of Master and Disciple and Omekamon both get original art with borders. The white cards do not really work well with the colored borders, do they?
No, not really.
It's like, oh, it's a different shade of gray. Even though I don't think the normal borders even are gray, it just is in my mind. And then for new art, we get Sistermon Blanc and Sister. I was gonna say Sistermon Seal Black and Sistermon Noir.
I was waiting for it.
See what happens when it comes out in the States.
What happened was I was about to say it and I froze on what the actual name was for her. Both.
Noir. I mean, she's doing the move from the noir anime.
And then the one thing I do hope, and they've been good about this, is when they've done these, the seal art is done at the same time by the same person. So it matches at least. So I'm hoping they do that. We will see. These are borderless, and I think they're the only borderless cards from that mini set. And it's funny because it's like, oh, limited card pack 2, Death Xmon. And it's like, okay, so based on the first set, which was Ghost Game, these are all going to be in some way associated with Death Xmon. It's like, no, that's just the name they chose. Some of these have no connection to Death Xmon realistically.
And one of them has Akio on it. Just because.
And then we're getting started at 17 cards first. We get Saint Galgomon Ace, which is interesting because I like the nice dynamic battling art. I think this is actually the worst art for Saint Galgomon, though, not because it's bad, but because they normally like make him look so gigantic and fucking crazy that him actually fighting is less good.
It doesn't scale well.
Yeah. Double Typhoon. So this is a card. This is a card where it's amazing art. It's cute. It's also terrible for an attack card because you're looking and you're like, what exactly are they doing to make like a Typhoon attack here? They've like stopped. They're holding hands. Terriermon's winking. They're both waving at us. They're not really doing an attack anymore. They've stopped.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
They've stopped to mug for the camera. Genria gets a new... for some reason, am I wrong, or is this the best card art we've gotten of him? It's like the face feels better than it has in a few other cards.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a high bar, though.
It isn't, but like I want to give them... There's been an issue with his face in multiple cards. Like, they do weird proportions, and this feels better. Although also, like, for some reason, him doing like the fist pump, like without context, feels a bit odd, but whatever, I like the art anyways. And then I will say this, the Wendemon card, Koki's doing something different with his shading that I think works really well for Wendemon.
He's scratchy.
He's doing like a scratchy texture, which I would like to see on more of his art because this isn't this isn't like his more detailed style. This is like his quote unquote pudding style. But because of the scratchy detailing, it feels like it meshes better, at least for me.
Well, it kind of like brings out sort of like a rough sort of like
Yeah.
fur texture.
It kind of downplays that puddingy aspect that we talk about. So I'm happy about that. And then various card game news. So first up, because of English details for Booster Set 16, it's a shock. It's a movie focus set, and we'll get Louis, Ukumon, Davis, Vmon, and more. Pulsemon Evolutions, the first card of Shroudmon. They will be doing fancy cards for English version with low distribution, and an English exclusive Imperial Dramon card based on the movie poster. November Tamer Party events get a Tamer Party pack. What's interesting is these are giveaways in the U.S. This was like a premium set in Japan you had to buy. This was that memorial collection set that was at events and stuff. It was like $30 or $40. Then at New York Comic Con, they had that sample deck, which is all movie themed stuff with new cards for Davis, Louis, Ukumon, Vmon. That Davis thumbs up. Doesn't that just sum up Davis?
Yep.
Then the tutorial app has been updated for the first time in 2 years. It has Ace now and other stuff. We have news in an accessory kit that's to the Beginning themed. They put up the Japanese version of the O2 card ad again and removed. I guess something was wrong with the old ones because they like wiped them out and redid them. Then regional cards in the US. I like the Hero Ultimate levels. Those all look great. The packs of various variant cards look decent. That Jessmon playmat keeps showing up. I love the theme of the Judge pack. Do you notice the theme of the pack that judges get? It's Agumon, Hakase, Terriermon, Joshu, fake Agumon, Hakase, Bokomon, Wizardmon, and Ballmon.
Huh. That's adorable.
And they picked art of Wizardmon where he's researching in a book. And then for Booster Set 14 in the US, we get the English comic artist cards. Really nice art. Metal Greymon by Dan Mora, Zudomon by Emiliano Santalucia, Magdamon by Jeffrey Chamba Cruz, and Lilymon by James Franzen. Now here's what's interesting. Franzen won the contest last year with the Agumon card. The cartoony one of him spitting fire.
Yep.
Yeah. He noted Sunflowmon is not meant to be that sad. It's just like in thought. It is not a depressed Sunflowermon.
Liar.
His face just looks like that.
Sunflowmon is always
because
depressed.
people tweeted at him like worried about Sunflowmon. He's like, no, it's just like deep in thought. It's not actually sad.
Sunflowmon makes lots of people sad. It's just what Sunflowmon does.
We saw the votes when they did that poll. Sunflowmon makes a lot of people sad. And then when they do the Bandai Card Game Fest LA stop in January, Imperial Dramon Ace. Nice parallel card, very nice coloring there. And then holiday event. December and January, they will be giving away Christmas-themed Digimon cards. These are new parallel cards. I love the art on all these. I just love them so much.
It reminds me of the old Christmas CDs.
Yeah, the Christmas CD covers.
Yeah, those were all good. Then the this is the weirdest fucking product. Can we just say that? Here's what the double pack is. It's 2 booster pack 14s in a box and a promo card. What is the point of packaging 2 of them together? Like, if we're like, oh, here's a box of 4, I can understand. 2 of them feels like weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the promo cards are new cards of Magna Digimon, Skull Setamon, Emergency Program Shutdown. Although that one is a reference to an old Hyper Coliseum card of what's the card called? Okay, same card, but yes, it's basically a modern redraw of the art. Greymon, Edamon, and the weird one, armor texture is not new art. That's art from LMO2 that we first saw like a week ago. Where we talked about how the original one was Vmon.
Yeah.
And this set comes out like a week after the Japanese one, so a bit weird. Then the 2023 gift box is, weirdly enough, 4 BT14 booster packs, a stand, and a card. The cards are odd. These are all existing cards, just holofoil, while the stand uses entirely different art of the same 4 characters. I assume the stand and card match, but I don't know that for a fact. It feels like it should, though, I think.
Yeah, I'm getting one of these for reasons.
Who do you hope to get?
Oh, you know which one.
It's hard to tell with you sometimes, to be honest. I would say Lady Devimon, if I had to guess.
It was Lady Devimon and Anjouamon.
Okay, but that's 2.
There
You
you
said
go.
1.
Good choices.
Then the new starter deck was shown off in V-Jump. And they also tease various O2 stuff, which we will no doubt be seeing in the next few weeks. Card Battle still doing their tournament event. And that is it for cards.
Thank God.
Now, some positive news about Ace Shop. Digimon Partners was always running, the shop was always run in a very strange way. It was run as a standalone shop out of Toei's own stuff, but you could not find it mentioned on the Toei shop. It was sort of like, oh, this is a weird little dedicated shop, so we're not going to mention it anywhere else. They've stopped that, so it has the page on the Digimon Partners website, but it's now part of the Toei shop online. And the nice thing is, while Toei shop will not ship outside of Japan, they do not geolock the site. So if someone needs to use an intermediary, you don't need to go find the stuff that I write to copy paste to intermediaries.
Oh, that makes it so much easier.
Because that's why I go to all that effort, so that people can buy the stuff if they really need to. Here, if you can't find the page, you can just go to the site and find it. So that makes it easier. And then we got a bit of behind the scenes on the Precious Gem Mugen one. A lot of good information here, honestly.
My wallet cries.
We won't talk about this too much because really you need to read this for yourself, everyone. I love how they even talk about, like, oh, here's why the cannons are so large. Here's why the cannons can move. Here's why we made sure to do the skull. We had Kenji Watanabe redraw some stuff that the detail wasn't enough, and we wanted it to be from him. So just lots of little details that are really neat. And then some product news. So first up, Pulsemon Dim and Gamamon Dim has put up a bundle on Premium Bandai. It's nice that they did it, but could they do it without the Gamamon Dim again? How many
Maybe
of the...
they just had like a whole bunch of them and they just want a way to get rid of them.
Yeah, yes, but okay. And here's the trap that I've seen people get in. I've seen multiple people do it, is like, oh, that doesn't seem right to, because it kind of sucks you into having to buy it twice. But also, it's cheaper than just buying the one from Japan.
Yeah.
So basically what people are doing is they're buying it, and then they're going to resell the Gamamon one or give it away as a gift. Because what these... Like, when I bought the last batch, literally, it was the Gamamon one and the 25th anniversary one, and it was in a plastic lunch baggie.
I remember that.
So there's that. And then we got on the O2 stream, some of them have little ads at the end for, like, licensed Digimon. So we get the Kravi milk teas that people have been finding. They had a little ad for that. I have seen far less of the Gatomon ones than the others from people posting. But yeah, so people have been enjoying getting those. And then the third series of the Digimon 3D bag clip keychains. So there's a lot of new molds here. There's a few remolds, and everyone's favorite, beloved Agumon Goomba. Goomba!
Back.
The funny part is, this is the only
Walk
one.
tall, be proud.
This is the only one where it's like the same mold, but they changed one arm and changed the colors a bit. And it's funny because, like, like Gabumon, there may be reuse of a few things. There may be a few things on Patamon, but they functionally look new. While Agumon is the exact same mold, they just changed one arm, and literally the instant I saw it, I just went, Goomba.
The Goombas are dancing again.
Yes, because it is just that fucking Goomba Agumon. So, mention in chat, I think the reason they don't do Tentomon is that Tentomon was really solid. I don't know what else you do with him in that format. Mine is just like, have an arm up. The Digivices, we get 2 of the activated ones. The Digivice was like the best one last time. There's one that looks a bit weird this time. If you look at Garumon's face, it's more like a cartoon dog. It's like Muttley about to go.
Yes.
It's like fucking Muttley rather than Garurumon. And then if you like look through them, it's like, oh, Palmon's dancing, Goemon's cool, Greymon's just happy to be there.
It's like you're
staring.
shrugging.
Now, what's weird is last time I checked, there's still no listing that these exist. It is this. So yeah. And then we're back to the Lujvo 2 first. The big can badges, which I love the soccer theme, how all the little character touches. I'm pretty sure
The
about
nice friends you got there, David.
I was about to say, the instant I was writing this, I'm pretty sure I looked up and saw AR posting, it's the nice friends you got there, Davis can badge set. Although I will say, let's look at some of the VIP things. So we have Davis actually doing the trip thing, the move.
Slide tackle.
Ken doing his thing, and Wormmon being a cheerleader.
Wormmon, cheerleader.
Armadamon looking on excited, and Iori reading a book.
Armadamon is about to pop the soccer ball.
Miyako with snacks. Takaru is there, and Patamon, everyone remembers him drinking the coffee in Kizuna. Hikari...
Hikari's about to get pelted.
No, Hikari's about to get Maud Flanders.
Oh, God!
Just wham, and then she's replaced. Hey,
I don't know if the angle of that soccer ball is capable of Maud Flandersing her, but...
Oh, no! Hikari's gone. How you doing, Mako? And also, the weird one is Louis and Ukomon. They're both looking at it confused, like, is this food?
What is this
food?
What is this for?
Is this food?
No.
Yeah. And then
Ukomon's gonna eat it anyway.
Okay, so then...
I mean, Armadamon is eating it, so I guess...
Armadamon eats everything, to be fair.
Yeah.
Then Samugi announced a bunch of O2 movie stuff. So first up, we get natural stone necklaces with like pewter brass necklaces with them holding stones. There's new art of one. These are cute. I'm not fucking buying them, but I can appreciate them for what they are.
I really like the Wormmon one.
The Wormmon one's great because it's like a great pose. Some of the others don't work so well, like the Hawkmon one.
Yeah,
it's like I am presenting this to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tailmon looks great. Where like it's almost like playing with a ball of yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And Patamon is, I don't have fully usable hands, so I have to be holding the chain.
Patamon is dropping it.
Yeah. Then we get wood necklaces of the crests. The one thing I do love about it being a O2 themed movie is the all 9 crests being there.
Yeah.
Like it 100% makes sense to not have the crest of kindness when Ken isn't a major thing, but I like it being there.
Yeah.
And then they're also doing a canvas art of that new artwork, which is great art. If you buy any of the necklaces, you get a print of the art of that Digimon. If you buy the canvas art, you get one at random. If you buy 2 or more, you get a print of all of them. I actually like the art, so I think that's a neat little bonus. Although I'm not paying $70 to get one of the prints and not want the product. And then it is a beloved pop-up shop. And are you ready for the best part? The 0101 shop is where we got that horrible Tamer's party art from.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And here we get good party art of everyone.
Yay. That's how
So,
you do it.
They
so,
learned their lesson.
so the first shop here started basically. It's going to be a moving pop-up shop up through mid-December. Stuff's also being sold online. Uh, can badges, canvas art, character mirrors, art boards, clear files, those the fancy stickers that for laptops, the
Okay.
the weird can badges that have necklaces on them. I never know what you would put those on because the entire point of can badges is they're kind of clean. I guess they're for bags, I guess.
Like an Ita bag, maybe, kind of.
Yeah. A tissue pouch holder. Uh, this one is a tin with 5 packs of Earl Grey tea instant powder. Now, I should mention that when I was looking at this, I was very confused because I thought it was like a weird shape of tea bag. And like I'm showing it to Oki, I'm like, I don't understand. She's like, I think it's green tea. I'm like, but it says Earl Grey, and I don't understand. Is it instant Earl Grey? She's like, I think so. It appears to be instant Earl because it's like, because they don't. There is no like description of the product. It's just the text on the image, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Then acrylic stands, more keychains, more can badges. They've loved doing these like mock Polaroid collectibles the last 5 years. A tapestry, prizes for if you go there and buy stuff where you've seen the anime where they do the wood wheel thing and the
Yeah.
ball pops out. If you bring a ticket from the Walled 9 to the first shop, you get a postcard, no matter how much you spend. So fun little pop up. And then it's everyone's favorite, custom drinks.
Oh.
All kinds of stuff.
So we're not going to go over theater by theater. We'll just go over what there is. So at various theaters, custom drinks. There's the Vmon Link, which is blue curacao and passion fruit syrup and soda water. But they also put the syrup in first, and be careful when they're pouring, and it looks weirdly like a shot. But I've seen the cups that are people buying them, even at the cafe. They do not give you nice glass cups. It's like tiny plastic takeout cups with a top. So
Right.
so it does not look like these nice things. Then Wormmon Link, which is Sakura syrup and melon soda. That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
That does not sound
That's...
appealing to me at all.
I just don't like melon flavor. It's just.
It depends on what. I'm not big on it on soda. Melon flavored candy I like.
I mean, you're never gonna win when you have to have a drink look like an insect.
To be fair, you could also say this looks like a watermelon.
They could also just gone with like lemon lime or something.
Yeah.
That's too light.
Coasters at random featuring new pseudo SD art of the characters. And then, are you ready for the best tie-in drink ever? Because it's the laziest one. Are you ready?
Oh.
Tag Coffee Stand is doing their bottled lattes with an O2 label, and with one of 3 O2 labels at random, and they apparently have printers when you buy them, and it prints your name on the label.
Okay.
That's kind of cute.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
Probably more edible than the other drinks.
I assume so. It's hard. It always is strange to me when it's like, oh, here's a coffee drink, but also the bottle's like this weird plastic drink with a soda top.
I mean, I think people are used to getting coffee with their names on it.
Yeah.
It's sort of a thing now.
Yeah. The only concern I have with this is a lot of times when you see print labels like this, it's that heat paper
Yeah.
that over time just turns black.
Yep.
Because they aren't
Yeah,
gonna want
no,
to.
I see what you're.
Now it feels like it's gonna be one of those, and that's a shitty souvenir. So
That doesn't necessarily mean the drinks are gonna be a specific temperature.
now
So I suppose
oh,
it'll work.
now I'm even less.
Just over time, it still like discolors.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's thermal.
No,
print
that- yeah.
paper. Yeah.
So we will see. And then because they have to keep doing weird shit, Tenkai P Ramen has signage up for the movie, and they are giving away custom ramen bowls.
We're scraping the bottom of the bowls here.
I can't even tell if there's actually stuff happening there, like a custom ramen, or if it's just like you go there, you order your ramen, you scan the QR code, and boom, ramen. And then, like, the public relations officer is like, I found out his dream was to make ramen, and I want to support this fictional character. And yes,
They'll use anything to promote anything.
Yes, I know. But I like how it has the fake Motomiya noodle shop Motomiya logo and everything on it. And then we return for yet more V-Jump. So this time it's the O2, the beginning stuff. So they go over the movie, they go over the card tie-ins. Do you know how many times I've skipped posting images about that fucking water bottle because they keep posting about it? And I'm like, they show something else in the image I want to see. It's like, if I post this, I can't just ignore the water bottle because everyone's going to be like, why aren't you mentioning it? And it's like, okay, fine. And then on the next page, 2 different energy drinks from Samurai Energy, Jogris S and Jogris X, and they recommend you mix them.
The shotgun both in your mouth at the same time.
Yes.
Which one's the shot and which one's the chaser?
They tease theater products, which I will have to post about in the next day or two, because they put up that list last night. I was like, fuck, I have stuff to do. I have a life. They go over the plushies. They go over the necklaces we just saw. They are going hardcore on 02. It is the only time in the past 22 years that the world has revolved around 02. And then Savers poll, we're all very shocked at the results. Shine Greymon gets 46%.
It's not as high a percentage as I would have expected.
I'll be honest, I expected over 50% for Shine Greymon.
Yeah.
I feel like Rosemon had a lower result than I expected. I felt Rosemon would get like 25 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I expected a little more equal to
Mirage
Galgamon.
Because half the time you forget Mirage Galgamon's there. But yeah, it's no shock. The burst mode, it feels like, if I had to guess, if they do a burst mode, Shine Greymon will take it even more. And I feel like, and we talked about this last time, it feels like Rosemon could actually get second for burst mode.
I don't know, this was discouraging for Team Rosemon.
It shouldn't be. She's been there for every one of these Savers polls. Every single one. And then for the new poll, they go back to a poll they did a few years ago, which is favorite Pendulum group / theme. Gee, it feels like they're hinting at a few things here, huh?
Nudge, nudge.
There's a few specific lineups. And also a few that appear to be hidden, so we will see what pops up. Who do you think will be number 1?
Virus Busters.
Yeah, that feels like about what it's going to be.
Or you can just look at the results from the last time, because there's not that much of a difference.
Favorite Pendulum poll results. WtW.net. Here we go. Are you ready to see what the results were? It was Virus Busters with 26%, Deep Savers 22%, Metal Empire 16%, Wind Guardians 14%, Nightmare Soldiers 14%, Nature Spirits 8%. Nightmare Soldiers is lower than I would have expected.
Well, the thing is, like, there's so many, like, fan favorites in.
Oh no, but
the
sure,
other ones.
but yeah, sure. Yeah, but yeah, Virus Busters feels like. Look, the Pendulum Zeros, when they do the Pendulum Zero color, that's going to be the one everyone wants. We know that. So that's open for a bit. We will see what the results are. So once in a while, these do surprise us, but not always. And then we have Potpourri. So first up, photos of New York Comic Con. Some of they had a very nice Digimon display all over that. I mean, really nice. Tenya Buno showing off Dreamers. He showed off Pulsemon and Ghostmon. Digimon Partners put up previews of that adventure, but I will say this: as much as I don't want it, it actually looks nice. It looks less nice when you remember I have the set twice and was in charge of a better US set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
purchase an inferior product.
No, exactly.
Yeah, it's clean. It's clean, but it doesn't have a lot of character behind it.
Yeah. Digimon Web changed their Twitter banner to be the pendulum color.
Cute.
And then Digimon Partners is doing a little Halloween event, and they did an Arukenimon little corruption of their logo. Now, these new figures from China we'll talk about more in a minute because we have other things to discuss with them. I love them, but we will discuss them more in a minute. And a new pop-up shop opening in Newtown Plaza in Sha Tin, Hong Kong. Some actually nice looking O2. Every time we get one of these pop-up shops in China, they always have some good unique stuff. And also the displays are nice.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first place we saw some of this artwork, which has shown up elsewhere, I believe. And then we found out about this earlier this year when that company said they had licensed to do a Digimon Adventure children's stage play thing.
Yes.
This looks amazing.
This is a lot better than I was honestly assuming.
I will say this.
Yeah.
The costumes look good. The puppets would look good if we had not seen those puppets from the Tri-stage play.
Yeah, it's not as good as the Tri ones, but they're still pretty solid.
Yeah. I would say, like,
children's
feel
production.
like chunkier.
Like, here's the thing. Agumon's solid. Piomon's kind of fat. Gabumon fell over. Tentomon's fine. Palmon's like weirdly super deformed, but I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Gomamon, I understand.
Palmon turned into a Pokemon somewhere in the process.
Gomamon,
I think that's my issue.
So
with
the Gomamon design makes sense to me. It feels like they went more chunky dog.
Yeah.
Patamon is flying potato. And Tailmon is
Patamon, they could just grab a plushie.
Yeah. And here's what my thoughts on Tailmon. You know, some people put those plushies in those vacuum sealed bags.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tailmon was left in one of those a bit too long. But here's the thing. I actually like the design. It's just a bit too flat for me. I think the VIP design here is Ogremon. Ogremon is the VIP design. And then
I feel like Bandai's gonna go to China and steal the Myosmon costume.
She will probably try. And then the museum is doing their Daisuke and Vmon stamps. AIM went on that radio show. Lots of people posting photos of that. The Vmon promotional plush sitting by the radio that was posted. That was a great shot. Various cast members posting photos from the screening with those promotional plushes, and also them doing promotional videos on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and everywhere. It is the full court O2 press. And then the high point. We don't know which screening he was at, but Tenya Buno was at a previous screening of the movie and drew Daisuke from the original series in such gorgeous fucking art. That's fucking perfect Daisuke. Here's the thing. What he wrote about was great. I saw Digimon Adventure 02 the beginning at a previous screening the other day. I'm glad Daisuke's character style was as good as ever. And then Digimon Partners chimed in, Daisuke looks so handsome and wonderful. One of the best things of Daisuke is you can be sure his character will be unchanged, both 10 years ago and in the now of the movie. The art is just exactly what you want Daisuke/Davis to be. Exactly. And then we have Weekend Batch 2 with Tenya Buno, Dreamer 17. He does notice one thing, which is not relevant now. It was a day or two ago. A week ago, they posted the next chapter was November 23rd.
Oh, no.
Yes. And everyone went, oh, they typoed. And Tenya Buno's tweet basically says, November 23rd. I think it's probably October, and it was.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Then, so we found out about this earlier in the year from a display. It's the little Digivice pedometer coming on China. You sync it with WeChat and an Android phone, and you get little rewards for doing exercise, wallpapers, stuff like that. It's coming out in December.
cute.
It actually looks nice, I have to say. The price looks like it's about $20. And then Series 3 of the BN Figure Q Digimon Adventure Cosmic Figures. These look fantastic.
Oh, these look so good.
Big Bad
the Patamon one is terrifying.
Big Bad Toy Store has pre-orders of them up. $20 for random, or $190 for a case of 12. These all look amazing. What's funny is, if you had to ask me who the best looking one was, like for actual quality figure, it's Agumon for sure. But the one I actually like the most,
The one I like most is the Gomamon one.
I was gonna say, I think it might be the Tentomon one,
I was
because
gonna say mine is Tentomon.
here's why Tentomon for me. Everyone else is in a costume of their kid. Tentomon appears to have actually stolen Koshiro's clothes, and they don't fit him.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Piomon, it's Sora stuff sized for Piomon. It's a costume.
Yeah.
Here, he appears to have just stolen Koshiro's shirt.
And somehow gotten into the pants,
very
too, which
charming.
is interesting for an
Yes.
insect.
But also, like, his hands are posed like he's explaining why he did it. And Palmon's just happy to have Mimi's stuff.
Yeah. But Gomamon has the glasses and the watch.
Yeah, Gomamon looks... These all look great, honestly. A lot of people have noted they really like Tailmon with the whistle.
Tailmon with the whistle is an inspired choice.
And also, you doing the anime blowing pose by using the tail as the stand.
Tail? Yeah.
That's fantastic. Then at Narakiri World, the actual store, not like the big event they're doing soon, they have the D3s on display. Director Kakudo went, Harada went, photos. The most interesting thing is Kakudo put up his photos before the promotional photos went up, and I was looking at them, and I'm like, if you look at the TV that he's photographing, there's very clearly a no photography sign on it.
Yay, he's back.
Yeah, it's sort of like
No one can
it's sort of
stop
like
him.
it's sort of like if you look at the D3 display, there's a no touching sign. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And I look up at the TV, it's like, oh, it's like a don't photograph these promotional videos, and you can very clearly see it's a no photography sign. It's like, man, it's been a while since he did that in Digimon.
Oh,
Now,
I missed this.
Now, to be fair, this time it's a
You can't
promotional.
be contained.
This time it's a promotional event where the official photos also show these signs, so it's kind of more okay. Because there's been times when he does it, and it's stuff we never got promotional photos of. Like, they weren't showing it off, period.
Don't ruin this for us. Let us enjoy it.
Oh, I'm enjoying it anyways, because it was before the promotional photos were out. He mentioned he was very pleased to see in the vintage toy section, it was I think it's a Digivice CSA 99, or a 15th anniversary. It was next to an Ultraman Tiga display, which made him happy. He liked that the display was not overly flashy, that it was about like the toy. Then we got various pictures of the karaoke event, and those look it's amazing. Like, we hate the gorgeous promotional photos. We go, these look disgusting, and obviously the actual drinks are like, wow, we're wrong. They
It's
look
worse.
worse. Yes. Then we got
Like,
various
this looks foul.
various photos of the
Oh,
Tokyo Tower
God.
shop, which is much more pleasing than the weird drinks.
I want to go there.
Various theater displays, mostly the Walled 9, but not just there's a few other signs. A few of them were T-Joy theaters. I love the cafe displays, where like the tables are all done up. The round tables have the SD art. There's that horrible Wormmon drink someone got. God, that looks horrible. Every time, that one just keeps looking worse and worse. But yeah, The Walled 9 always has such massive Digimon displays, though. It's just nice to see. A few more photos of the Bandai head office display, including various products and stuff. That's a gorgeous display. And hey, look what's at the center of the toys. It's Omegamon. And Sakuyamon's just happy to be there. And then a big highlight and surprise. Ode to the Beginning art by Yuen Wong, who did
I was not expecting
the
that.
old Digimon manhwa. He had done one for Adventure, which we later found out was used on a souvenir ticket. This was a souvenir ticket. It appears it was commissioned by a fan group to have one to match the prior one.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like they rented out an entire theater and are giving them away souvenirs for people who show up.
Huh.
But yeah, I also love how it is like a mirror of the Adventure art. So it goes with it really well. It is always nice to see his art show up. And now it's time for questions. You guys in chat can throw yours up. We'll go through ones that were sent ahead of time. So I want to know, do we think the new Digimon movies where we finally get a 4K release? The answer is maybe. It feels Toei has definitely done more 4K releases recently, but it's always hard to tell. It feels like if we're about at the time though. Then someone
If they
said,
feel they can sell it, you probably will.
yeah. Then someone asked, have we had time to play any of the big new games that came out over the past couple weeks?
Hell no.
No, I'm curious which games they're
So
talking about.
I've thought of a few, but I don't know if it's the ones they're talking about. So I've been
Yeah.
super busy, so the answer is no. I have Mario, I have not played it.
Yeah, I'm going to get the new Mario game at some point. I
So-
don't know
yeah,
when.
so
it might be more like a
Yeah.
Christmas
So in
thing.
my head, I've gone through Mario's a possibility, but I haven't. I'm gonna play it.
Detective Pikachu.
Spider-Man, I will get at some point. I did not buy Spider-Man because I knew I would not have time, and I already knew Mario was coming. I guess the Sonic game. At least one person I know got it for the Switch, and they said it's like a dumpster fire.
Oh.
Like it's not clear that the game is bad. It's that the game is so poorly set up for the Switch. It's just poor. So I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. Like if you buy it on Xbox or PS4, PC, maybe it's great. I have no idea. I just know dumpster. And this is someone who has not played Sonic 06, so they weren't prepared for Sonic to implode like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's just Sonic's history. Is every so often
Yes.
one of the Sonic games just completely is a disaster.
In fact, I think
that's just a Sonic tradition.
I think when they remastered Sonic Colors, didn't it implode on systems? And that was a game that people actually liked the first time. The only other game I can think of, when this question came in, I don't know what games they're talking about. I'm thinking about one possibility is a lot of the Metal Gear games are being re-released for the first time later today. Which I have that order, but I am not gonna fucking have time to go. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I got through all of Metal Gear Solid today between release and to podcast.
Yes. Yeah. It
I've just been working into oblivion.
Yeah. Even ignoring the non-game stuff in that set, it's 7 games. Kojima games.
Yeah.
Because it has the MSX version of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2. It has the NES version of Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge. It has ports of Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. I have shit to do. I love those games.
That sounds like a great set, but
oh no, amazing set. I'm sure there's been some complaints that are not re-rendering stuff. They're keeping it at certain resolutions, which fine, whatever. That's not great. But if the game's
that's more forgivable on some systems than others.
Yes. Yeah, I'm willing to forgive it for a PS1 game if I get it and it looks like the PS1 game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I do not have the time for Kojima games. I don't have the time for Kojima cutscenes right now. I just don't have the time. But I will look forward to it. Although my priority when I have time will be Mario.
I still haven't touched the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC.
Oh, did the DLC for that actually come out?
Yeah.
I thought they announced it.
No, that
I think
came out.
it's September.
Good luck, Dev.
I'm so tired.
If you were traveling in Japan around the release of the new movie, do you think you'd go to the karaoke or any of those other events? So we should
Not the
specify.
karaoke.
So here's the thing. I think the answer is the same for all three of us. We think those things are horrible, or like the drinks are horrible and everything. We would 100% go get them if we were there.
I definitely would go. I would love to participate in the karaoke. That sounds like that sounds wonderful.
Here's
It's
the thing.
just
Here's the thing.
ordering
AR,
the drinks.
here's the
is
thing,
like-
AR.
Episode of the
Here's the thing.
podcast.
You go there. You start a Digimon song. They walk in. They put a drink on the table, and they walk out, locking the door until you drink it.
Oh,
You have to drink. You have to drink the purple Louis drink.
Is that the plot of the new Saw movie?
No, the plot of new Saw movies, you have to drink at least 2 of them. And also that blue curry they did for Kizuna.
Oh god.
Also, they blindfold you. You have to identify which character you just drank.
Look,
That's the bigger challenge.
look, this is clearly the Sora drink. This is clearly hot coffee, and I'm pretty sure a marshmallow's poking my nose. Yeah. Last call for questions from chat. What are you going to eat and drink at the movie when you see it?
Nothing.
I'm gonna eat beforehand because I'm not paying theater prices for food.
I will get popcorn and an iced tea.
I might get popcorn. No, wait. I know the prices of the popcorn. Never mind. No. I'm
Yeah.
not getting
See,
popcorn.
Sadly, I
see,
cannot eat the popcorn at theaters. The oil will kill me.
see, the drink
oil's the best part.
the drink I like because it's my preferred theater. It has a button on the seat, and you hit it, and they will come and bring you a refill.
Oh damn.
That's nice.
It's nice, but you have to be careful and pace yourself.
Well, you're going to see the movie twice anyway, so.
Oh no, absolutely. But here's the thing. This is a short movie. It's a 90-minute movie. I was in that theater for Endgame, which was like a 2-hour, 40-minute movie.
Oh no.
Now, here's the thing. I paced myself, but I was paying attention. Do you know how many people at some point got up and walked out of the theater?
You gotta pick your spots really carefully. And
Yeah. That's
are there even? I'm trying to think. Remember if there even are spots in Endgame.
Well, here's the thing. You don't know it's a spot at the time because I was at like the 7 p.m. preview screening the day before. That is the first screening. No one's.
I had a conversation with a friend once about either there is a website or there needs to be a website that just lists
There is.
when it's okay to go to the
No,
bathroom. And there is, okay,
it's called
that
it's called like Can I Pee or something.
Okay.
It is
Yeah.
1 second. Run Pee.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I go to runpee.com, it is literally, and there's an app for the phone so you can like bookmark the movie you're gonna see. So like if you go to let's see, what is a movie? Okay, here we go. Killers of the Flower Moon. No, I don't want to see a review of it. Do they not give you the times on the site? You have to get the app? Are you kidding?
Wow.
Wait.
That's just inconvenient for the sake of not wanting to look at your phone during the movie.
Is this really? It is really set up so they do not give you the times on the site. You actually have to get the app. And as I gather, it appears the app you can set up that the app will vibrate a minute before a pee time. But yes, seemingly the website does not tell you anymore. That is strange. That is very odd.
Oh.
It is just like movie reviews and shit, and like you can go get the app. It's like, no, I want to know ahead of time. And here's the thing: I always pace myself so I don't have to.
Yeah. I try to. I've failed at times, but
I can't remember the last time I failed because I will be the person like popcorn. I'll be mowing through popcorn and I'll be like, a tiny little sip of drink. And it's like, I need to pace myself because this is a long movie. Digimon movie's not long, I'll be fine.
No, yeah.
It's 90 minutes. It's Fathom does not have the 15, 20 minutes of trailers. So it'll be fine.
That helps too. Like I was ready to go
Although to be fair,
I was ready to go to the bathroom at the start of the Mario movie.
Although to be fair, I've not been to a Fathom movie in 3 or 4 years. For all I know, they have the crazy trailers now.
Oh god, is there going to be a bunch of trailers for a bunch of anime I don't care about?
Last Fathom event I went to, it was a lot of trailers of just random.
Well, but here's the thing.
For the theater itself.
But yes, that's like the roll before it. Normally, when they start the actual roll, you maybe get 1 or 2 trailers. You get whatever the contractually obligated Fathom bonus thing is. We get a movie intro from Tomisa Deguchi. Am I wrong, or did they advertise that was what the bonus for Kizuna was, and we never even saw it ever? Wasn't that what the bonus was supposed to be for that movie? It was like an intro. It was going to be an intro from the director and a preview of the brand new Digimon anime.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, popcorn and iced tea is my expectation. Although I'm very upset. Since COVID happened, the theater has cheaped out. The theater I went to would refill your popcorn. They do not anymore.
Yeah.
And the price has gone up.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading all kinds of weird shit about like the way places are sticking it to you since COVID. The weirdest one, a lot of hotels do not offer daily room cleanup anymore.
Yes. So, you can request.
No, some places say no.
Some places don't even request it. Wow.
So because I was reading articles about things that have changed. One person pointed out the way they did it was you don't get most nicer hotels, you do not get a discount for multi-day stays. He books 1 day in a row and then will literally grab his single bag, go down to the desk, and they have no choice but to clean it because he's technically new. Yeah. And he literally says, if you go clean the room, I will take the room I was in. If you don't want to deal with putting me in a new room, but you have to go clean it. Because he got that frustrated with dealing with, they would actually say, well, we don't offer daily cleaning. And he's talking about like expensive hotel rooms.
Damn.
Yeah. So that is it. AR, what have you been up to and what are you doing outside of movies soon?
I've been working on my original story, so that's been my thing. Other than, mostly been playing video games, but
I will be doing that when I can. There was a discotheque stream last week where we announced a lot of titles.
Yes, I saw.
I'm still working on some of those titles and tired. Dev, what Wikimon article would you like people to read?
In celebration for, I'm so happy for Talisman to finally exist again. So go look at that for reality.
And I can be found with those always. We will see you guys. We don't plan to do an episode next week at any point, but we'll see what happens.
That's good, because I'm not available next week.
You're not available on Monday.
Correct.
I know when you're available because you told me. I don't expect us to do one, though. They could easily go insane this week, and I go, we should, but I don't expect
we could do it in 2 weeks and have that a nice dump of...
Yeah, that's my expectation, and then a week after we'll do a movie-only one. Quick question from Matthias. Isn't it a big risk to release the O2 movies in so many countries compared to Kizuna? Kizuna did well here in Chile, and I love O2, but 100% the movie will be a flop. I don't know why you'd think that, because here's the weird thing that a lot of Digimon fans on the internet kind of ignore. O2 did supremely well. Like, O2, outside of Adventure, it blows everything else in the franchise away. Completely.
Yeah, O2's popular, and it is, if Kizuna did well, this is a sequel to Kizuna.
Yes. Here's the thing. That's the fun part of the naming. When they say Digimon Adventure Kizuna, Digimon Adventure O2, the name is just a coincidental lineup to the show. The actual framing as a movie is it's the second movie. But yes, the thing most people don't know is when you go back and look at like how O2 did in countries, it was doing like 80%, 70% of Adventure. In the US, it was beating Pokemon on TV. O2's insanely popular. It just is kind of in vogue for people on the internet to act like it's not. Uh, do I know? Do I know if it'll do better than Casino? No, I have no idea. I think it could do very well, though. I'm very curious to see
The
how it does it
tickets.
work.
When I booked the tickets this week, it was promising for
Yeah,
my theater.
yeah. People love Zero Two. It kind of gets forgotten in the shuffle of because most of the time you're not going to do O2 stuff. You're going to do Adventure. O2 is season 2. So like when there's been anniversaries, sometimes stuff doesn't happen because Adventure's still doing anniversary stuff late. So O2's kind of not had the time in recent years that Tamers or Frontiers had. Uh, I just the stuff in the last few weeks and seeing people react to it. I I'm very curious to see how it does. I think O2 is something that people forget just how popular it is. So we will see. And I think the actual setup of how everything happened was to the benefit of Zero Two. Because Try not having a place for them gave a hunger, and Kizuna smart enough to introduce them kind of as extended cameos, puts them in the place to then have a lead. It it all kind of happened by accident because Tomohisa Taguchi, who directed Kizuna, he originally didn't plan to have the two kids in it. He was asked to include them. He was going to do exactly what Try did, which was just find some way to not have them around because it's a movie. You don't have the time for it. It was like, well, they weren't in Try. Can you find something to do with them? Okay, you have fun little humor, and now people are ready for it. I'm very curious to see how it does. I can be found at WtW as always. We will see you guys in 2 weeks and then a week after for the movie special. Catch you all later. Thank you for showing up. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.